Hello, welcome back to It's New. Sorry for not being around. I blame Morty and his religion.
Wow.
No.
What do you have against Hinduism?
Shana Tova.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
It's exhausting. God. All right. And then
Literally.
we got to do this 5 more times. Well, I got to do it 5 more times. You got to do it.
1, 2, 3.
3.
3.
You have 3 days off. I have five more days off.
Wait, you have 5 New Years in a year?
No, just like being offline days.
No, I know. I just started.
It's more than that. But anyway, I'll be covering. There's so much to cover, but for today, I'm covering the Google search ranking volatility that we saw post-August core update. What do you got for us, Morty?
It's alive and out of labs.
And Greg.
We keep you honest about Google Ads' dishonest pricing practices.
Awesome. All right. So came back online after the August spam update was completed on Monday, which we discussed on. We didn't discuss it on Monday. We did discuss it on Monday. And then obviously people are saying, well, there's a ton of volatility and ranking changes and traffic from Google is totally different. And the problem is I can see the chatter. I don't know if they're referencing like these third-party tools to track it. Third-party tools are all a mess and recalibrating right now. Hoping like in a week or so, we can say, all right, they're recalibrated and we can keep going forward with them and use them going forward. Some of the tools are still figuring out, do they want to track 100 results? Do they just track the 10 or 20 results? I think Cypress has announced this morning they're going to continue to track the 100 results without any extra fees. I don't know. Any event, there are a lot of people in Webmaster World and on Search Engine Roundtable comments area, be careful there, that are noticing significant ranking changes and shuffling and traffic changes and indexing issues and all that type of stuff you would see with a ranking update. So for you, if you are seeing that as well, you're definitely not alone, but be careful about looking at the data, including Search Console, but also the third-party tools that show you your rankings, just because they're still somewhat recalibrating.
Are they recalibrating or are they dead? Like to the 100? Like I know Systrix said that, but
I think it's mixed and it's really weird.
Yeah, some tools I think are like all over the place. Some tools are recalibrating with just looking at the first 20 or so, and some tools are figuring out ways to do 100. So I think you need to give them a little bit more time. I think they're going to continue to manage those tools going forward. I mean, that's their business, so they're going to figure out a way. I know the SERP API company that does the scraping for a lot of people, like they just announced yesterday that, or the day before that, they figured out a way to scrape the top 100 and you can still pay us to do this.
But I mean, from what we've seen with ChatGPT, essentially scraping Google, there were some of those case studies with fake made up words and things like that. It seems like Google is going to work against this quite heavily. And it's not necessarily because of these SERP tools, but probably more so because these AI tools are stealing the results, right?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, Google doesn't like the tools themselves, but it was a smaller issue, I guess, for them until these AI scrapers, and there's tons of them and tons of startups. And it's not just ChatGPT, but there's tons of these places that are doing this. So, but if they're all going through one SERP scraping tool like SERP API, then it's not like it's getting hammered, but they're probably not all going through one tool because that one tool scrapes and they all use that one. You know what I'm saying? They're all using that one thing. So I don't know.
You have a story about John Mueller talking about more authentication, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what that means even. Like, is Google going to allow people to authenticate and like, oh, now you can scrape us? I don't think so. I think it was more about how AI tools are going to just authenticate for MCP and for agentic experiences and so forth. But I wasn't sure, so I just copied what he wrote.
Who knows what he's saying?
It's hard to know. But maybe you can use Search Live to figure out, just like take your camera and like point that at John's stuff.
Yeah, sure. I can point. That'd be great. Get up on one of these conferences. It was just Brighton SEO, right? I don't know if John was there. I have no clue or not. Just get up there. Is scraping allowed? And he can answer you. But no, because this was when did we cover this? Was this IO? I don't know. It's IO. It's Search Live, which basically you point your phone. You ask the AI, hey, what's going on here? Is that a Corvette? And it'll answer back, no, that's a garbage truck, dummy. And it'll go back and forth and explain what's in a garbage truck and a Corvette. The example they were giving was like some kind of like Mentos, not Mentos, like you think like overflow. Made me think of Mentos and Coke, where something was overflowing. What's happening here? What could I do to make it flow more? So just back and forth, visual AI conversation, and now it's live. Like you don't have to opt in through labs anymore to use it.
If you're in the U.S.
Sorry, yeah, if you're in the U.S. or faking it with the VPN.
Or faking it, yes. Yeah, so that's cool. It's a really cool feature. And you can use it to translate all of John's, stories or posts or whatever they are. And then, Greg, you're seeing a lot of ads, aren't you?
Yes. And first up, there was a slight change to the dishonest pricing practices where Ginny Marvin over on Twitter X had clarified a few things. So one, if you're an advertiser, you must clearly and conspicuously disclose a payment model or full expense that a user will bear before and after purchase. Two, that you can't have false or misleading impression of the cost of the product or service, leading to inflated or unexpected charges. And that includes bait and switch, price exploitation, promoting apps as free when really you have to pay to install the app. An app is different, and app purchases are different, or promoting free trial without saying that you will be charged at the end of the trial. So you will not be automatically suspended. You will get a warning. You will get at least 7 days with that warning before your account is suspended. I think this is a good thing. Another quick cleanup here. I know we missed a couple of days. There was, it looked like a doubling of negative keywords for some accounts. Jenny responded and said that the threshold is still 5,000 negative keywords. There are some cases where you can go a little bit over the limit. So nothing major there. And then kind of an update from May. There was a new look for some sponsored results that was out there. And I'm just going to show some examples here for you, Barry. And these had almost like an accordion style drop down, I would call it. And I'll just pull up your article actually 1 second here. And with this, I think this is going to have actually a big impact with some of the results that we see. So this was back in May, and we could see here's what it looks like on mobile. You can at least see the sponsored results there. And then on desktop, it looks a little bit worse. And I see it nonstop now. In my personal, I don't see it in my workspace account. But this is a search for CRM. And because it's this accordion, sometimes you don't see the bottom of it. So all of these here are sponsored results, not just this top one here. So when I look, I'm on a big monitor as well. I see absolutely no organic listings other than what's up here in the AI overview. And then you can finally see the bottom if you scroll down to hide. So my assumption is, at least on desktop, you're going to see click-through rates increase for your ads. You're going to see probably less organic, and it happens across the board. Here's another one for CRM software. You can see this one sort of look like, and they have these icons now too. It kind of clumps them together. But in reality, this is like, that looks organic to me, right? This 10 best CRM software of 2025, HubSpot, and then you finally see that. So it's pretty deceiving and tricky, I would say, in the way it rolls out. But this is what I get all the time now. And it just, if you write ads that make it look organic, like this Hootsuite one here, I think you're going to see a huge increase in click-through rate for your ads, which may in turn see a drop in organic here. So I love this.
I'm sure you do. I've been trying to replicate this to get some good screenshots, comparing the old to the new. If you could do a search for Google Ads and see if the sponsored ads come up? I'm just curious. No, they don't come up for that. Okay.
No ad for that.
Anyway, cool. If you can send me one of those screenshots. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And Google's been testing this for a while. And I woke up, actually, no, over the past 2 days, people have been like, is this new? Is this new? I'm like, it's not new, but I guess a lot of people are seeing it. I probably 7 different people who messaged me directly about this.
Yeah. And if you're an advertiser, I think something like this might actually, jump out a little bit more, where it looks so organic, right? Like
it
that
does. It really organic. Does. I was fooled, but I'm not very.
Yeah, send me that example if you can.
And I was fooled too, and I do this for a living. It's crazy. So look at your stats.
Appreciate that. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. And we'll be back on Monday, I believe. Yeah, today's Thursday. So we'll be back on Monday with more It's New. Bye.
Yeah.